A mostly sunny good morning to you. Yes, we knew it would happen sooner or later. Fortunately, it happened. It could have happened a lot sooner, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. Sunshine out there. We're looking at 60 degrees at the airport, 59 at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is at 60. Downtown Bay City is currently at 58. We now have a west breeze after contending with south breeze, southeast breeze, southwest wind, northeast wind, gusting to 45, 50 miles per hour over the past couple of days. We're finally beginning to quiet things down here just a little bit. Overnight last night, you could tell things were beginning to change. We did pick up a little bit more of a westerly breeze as we moved through the early morning hours, and then we did get the clearing as that low pressure system has been moving rather rapidly now, almost to Hudson Bay, well up into Canada. And as a result, we are looking at sunshine. We have a west breeze. Barometric pressure now is rising, 29.94. So by the time the day is all done, we should hit 72 degrees. Now, just to kind of go through these very interesting rainfall amounts, quite frankly, of all the reporting stations that Michigan State University sponsors, pretty much every one of them looking at least 2 inches of rain in the gauges from those research stations. Out in the Richville area, we were taking a look at somewhere in the neighborhood of right around 2.4 inches of rain. Freeland had just about the same. Lapeer was looking at 2 3/4 inches. The Linwood area about 1.9. Fairgrove had more than 2 inches, about 2 1/10. Munger, almost 3 inches of rain, 2.91. Sandusky, not too far away at 2.94. The Pigeon area, though, not nearly as much precipitation there. A little bit better than 1.5 inches, almost 1 6/10 inches. But you move a little bit further over in Huron County, Verona, they're looking at right around 2 2/3 inches of rain. The immediate Saginaw area, wide variance depending on where you are located in Saginaw and Saginaw County. Now, Saginaw itself had a couple of locations, one of them a little bit better than 2.5 inches and one almost 3 inches of precipitation. Bad Axe up in Michigan's Thumb, 1 3/4 inches. Down in the Flint area, Grand Blanc, just a little bit more than 3 1/4 inches. Linden about 3.5 inches. Flint had 3.2. Burt in southern Saginaw County approaching 4 inches of rain in some areas around the Burt area. Goodrich, again, back toward Flint, about 3.6. Metamora, over 4 inches officially, and you know that these official numbers are probably a little bit low. Chesaning, right around 2 1/10, and the Essexville area at one of the reporting stations, 1.8. We have had some precipitation tallies around Bay City, where we were looking at close to 1 inch, 2 1/4 inches, almost 2.4 inches of rain. Flint officially at the airport was looking at, just in the last 24 hours, 1.66. That makes 5 1/4 inches of rain officially measured at Bishop Airport. Now, that's not a record, but still, right now, September of 2021, more than likely will go down in the record books as one of the wetter Septembers that we have seen on record. So far, MBS International, 4.4 inches of rain. We've had a few Septembers where we've approached that, so no big record or close to a record as far as September goes. But yesterday we did have wind gusts of better than 45 miles per hour out of the north. It was just a flat out nasty day. So 24 hours later, we've got ourselves a nice one. We should be at 70 for a high, 49 for a low. 72 is where we're going to finish today, and 57 for a low tonight. Now, clouds are going to be moving in. We've got a frontal system right now that's just moving into the extreme northwest corner of Wisconsin. That front is going to zip across Wisconsin. After midnight tonight, it's going to approach the shore, the Lake Michigan shore here of the lower peninsula, and then zip through the lower peninsula and be through by about 9-10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then after that, we'll see some clearing taking place, partly cloudy skies as we go through the remainder of the day on Saturday. A little bit cooler tomorrow, 65 for a high, 49 for a low. High pressure over northern Missouri will be moving into Kentucky, and that's going to begin a warming trend. Sunshine, 69 on Sunday, Monday, 72, Tuesday, 72, Wednesday, 72, Thursday, 72, sunshine all the way through. And as of right now, it appears as though next weekend, not this one, but the following weekend, first full weekend of October, we're not looking at much in the way of precipitation in the forecast long range. Matter of fact, through the 7th of October, we're looking for our temperatures to be above average, precipitation to be below. So that in a nutshell is how everything is shaping up as of right now. Incidentally, record high in this state is 94, set back in 2017. For those of you who are farmers or had work to be done, or just plain and simple consumers that remember back about 4 years ago, we had 6 straight days of record-breaking high temperatures here in September. It started right around the 20th and ended on the 26th. The coolest day that week was 90 degrees. The warmest day was 95. And again, all of those set back in 2017. And for a lot of the folks that have pumpkins and squash and all those things, the deterioration of those products was unbelievable. And many of our pumpkin farms lost their crop, whether it was in the field or setting out for display. And some of the folks around these parts had to actually go to other parts of the country and buy pumpkins. Again, that was back in 2017, from right around September the 20th through the 26th. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. In a moment, we're going to be talking to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. But before we do that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Folks at Tri-County Equipment want to remind you that right now, nothing could make you happier to run with them on a John Deere compact tractor and save. Savings just keep stacking up until the end of October with 0% APR for 60 months on 1, 2, and 3 series tractors. Mulching, tilling a garden bed, or digging a pond has never been more affordable. Let nothing stand in your way. Your happiness is well worth it. 0% financing for 60 months on Series 1, 2, and 3 tractors at Tri-County Equipment. Remember, when you're talking John Deere and Michigan's Thumb, as well as Saginaw, Reese, and Birch Run, you are talking Tri-County Equipment, working harder, doing more. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman. Gary, are we going to finish the week off in grand style, or are we going to recede a little bit?
Well, in the wheat, we probably will finish off the week in grand style, Terry, but the corn and beans are just kind of a little lower, but unchanged. But that's going to kind of the whole week for beans and corn. If you look at last Friday's close to where we are at the noon hour here today, beans and corn are about unchanged for the week, where wheat is up about 15, Terry.
We'll take it.
Yep. So right now we got cash wheat. Let's call it up 6 at 684 on the white, 649 on the red. New crop for next year up 2. That puts the white at 710 and the red at 650. Current crop corn and cash corn down 2 right now at 477. And let's call cash and current crop soybeans unchanged, Terry, at 1224.
So what actually happened here to get our markets kind of turned around a little bit?
Well, and the wheat, I guess, is the more interesting one here this week, where corn and beans, of course, is harvest pressure, and then we've had poor exports, and part of that poor exports in the corn and beans, Terry, was basically the Gulf, that got hit by the Hurricane Ida. They're thinking that those export houses are probably at 50% now today, but it's been a slow go down there for sure. But the wheat markets are higher again, and basically we got talk of additional demand, and there was talk that China was going to potentially buy up to 3 cargoes of U.S. wheat. So that story, combined with some key importers of wheat being more aggressive buying world wheat, as the fear is that some of the food inflation could become a challenge in many countries, and it kind of pushed Chicago wheat to its highest value in about 2 weeks here, Terry. So, and export sales were, kind of on the lower end, but the wheat market seems to be firm, not only here in the U.S. but around the world as well. So.
Very interesting. So you think that the wheat harvest in other parts of the world not exactly good?
Well, yeah, there's still, the jury's still out on some of that. Australia had a pretty decent crop, but it's more quality than anything. Its quality is kind of the word of the year. We had some quality problems around the country here and in our backyards and across the U.S. And then those same quality issues are due to wet weather at the wrong time is presenting some problems for some other folks as well. So in some of the key export areas.
All right. You have a good weekend, Gary.
I will. You do the same.
And you didn't have to dump the rain gauge more than once, did you?
Oh, it was close, but no, I didn't.
I was afraid that if I just left it out there for a few days, I probably would have to dump it because it'd be overflowing. But fortunately, it wasn't the case. The ground really sucked that water up, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It's going to take a few days for everybody to get back out in the field, but it can't come soon enough for sure. Sounds like we've got a good window of opportunity coming for weather, though.
I think we do. We're going to have some rain tonight and early tomorrow morning. Right now, I got a funny feeling 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch is going to be possible with this front, but this thing is going to move through. It's not going to linger. So maybe we can get that out of the way, and we'll be hopefully back in the fields here in a few. You take care, Gary. Talk to you on Monday.
Thanks. All right. Sounds good, Terry.
A little bit more as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me right now. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. It's Ram Ag season right now at Schaefer and Beerline. Ram commercial truck or van, hey, get it from a dealer that's been around since 1852. They know trucks and vans, so buy with confidence from the dealer where Family and Service sells cars. Incidentally, they are the Great Lakes Bay Area certified ag dealer, Schaefer and Beerline. And by the folks at Thumb Bank, serving the needs of local farmers for well over a century, actually 125 years. 2 locations in Bay City, also Cass City, Caseville, Pigeon, and Bad Axe. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at?
Well, I think the billionaires just took Friday off because there's nothing really going on. Wheat's almost 1% higher. Natural gas, well, it's a little bit of a thin market, so it's 2% higher. Silver's down 1%, platinum's down 2%, but there again, that's another very, very tight market, so it doesn't take much to move it. So anyway, just kind of a lazy Friday. Here's your numbers. The December corn, 5.27 3/4, down 1.5 pennies. The March corn, 5.35 1/2, down 1.5 pennies. November soybeans, 12.86 1/4, up 2 cents. March soybeans, 12.98 1/2, up a penny. December wheat, 7.24 1/2, up 6 3/4, and the March wheat is 7.35 3/4, up 7 1/4. Crude oil, 73.27, up 32 cents. Heating oil is 225.20, up 1/2 penny. Gasoline, 217.27, up 1/10 of a penny. Natural gas 5.15 is up 10.8 cents. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar, get you $1.2682 at the border. That's up 27 ticks. The yen is at 110.71, up 41 ticks. The euro is at 117.09, down 27 ticks. The dollar's at 93.37. That's down 9 ticks. Gold's at 17.49.70, up $2. Silver's at 22.41. That's down 27 cents. Platinum's at 974.20. That's down 23.90.
Have a good weekend, Doug.
Thanks. Yeah, you too.
We'll talk to you again next week. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. When we return, Mike Staten will be joining us. He's going to be telling us about the soybean harvest equipment field day. That's going to be next Tuesday. We'll talk to him and a lot more coming up as well right after this.
Where has the Pioneer Audio Tour taken me today? Well, this is the first time it's taken me outside the continental U.S. I'm at Pioneer's Trade Integration Facility in Puerto Rico. We're about a mile away from the coast, and I can smell the sea. I'm going inside one of the dozen or so greenhouses that make up the complex. A lot of trade integration happens here in Puerto Rico because the warm weather provides 4 growing cycles of corn per year, so new ideas can get to farmers quickly. It's a very important step in the pipeline. Once traits are incorporated into a new corn or soybean line, they can protect the plant and its yield potential against stressors like insects and herbicides. The Trade Integration Facility in Puerto Rico, another place that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. You'll hear more from me later. For now, let your local Pioneer sales representative hear from you.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. From carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Before we get to the business at hand, I do have a news flash right here that I want to pass along to you. If you're watching us on Facebook or online, I want you to see granddaughter number 4, born this morning, down in Mobile, Alabama, baby Olivia. We say congratulations to our son Scott and daughter-in-law Leticia on baby Olivia. And I won't get into how much she weighed because, Michael Staten, we know that ladies don't want to talk about their weight, right?
Yeah, I'm not so sure I want to either.
Mike, let's talk a little bit about a really big event coming up next week.
Thanks, Terry, and congratulations. Yes, it's our soybean harvest equipment field day, and it's an excellent opportunity for producers to see various equipment actually run in the field. And we do measure the gathering losses after running each piece of equipment. So it's a really good opportunity to learn and see how the new equipment performs. But we also will help producers get the most out of their existing equipment.
Now, we're talking things like draper heads, auger heads, air-assisted reels, harvest loss measurements, recommendations for harvest, common harvest errors. You're covering a lot of information. And I think producers, given the fact that we've got some pretty wet fields right now, they might have a little bit of time to attend. So where is this going to be, Mike?
Yes, we're going to be over in the Breckenridge area. The address is 6870 East Tyler Road. And actually that's, we're going to be just north of that. We're going to be in the field north of that. So the parking and everything, there'll be signs, Terry, but we're not at that farm residence. We're across the road from that. But that's the easiest way for folks to find us. And that's going to take place again on Tuesday, September 28th. We're going to start at 11:30 with registration and a nice barbecue lunch. And then by then, things will dry out and we'll be ready to run the equipment. Now, I know there's some questions about whether or not we're going to be able to go on Tuesday, given the rain that we've seen. I just visited with our host, and he's reasonably optimistic at this point. And so what I would encourage your listeners to do is to go ahead and register by the end of the day today. And you can do that by calling 673-0370. And then the extension is 2562, 673-0370, and the extension 2562. And I forgot to give you the area code. It's 269. I'm over on the west side of the state. But and what's important about that number, Terry, is if there's any question about whether we're going or we have to reschedule, I will have a recorded message on there no later than Monday at noon. And that will give anybody, that'll answer the question unequivocally. So,
all right. And we'll also post it for everybody as well on Monday. All righty.
That's great. Thanks, Terry.
You bet, Mike. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
I will. Michael Staten with MSU.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer. Mow, dig, haul, lift. The versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor does it all. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See Kim Weiss at Lingle Equipment, 3001 Sawyer Drive along I-75 at the M81 Carroll exit just south of the Zilwaukee Bridge, Saginaw. Call Kim today at 989-754-7801 or email at k.weiss@lingle1.com.
Along with me, Chuck Servinski from Maple Hill Nursery. You know, Chuck, it's hard to believe, but our lawns really did come under a lot of stress over the summer because of lack of moisture.
Yeah, we had a heck of a time this year. We didn't have that much rainfall at times, and a lot of our lawns have thinned out. We've got bare spots all over the place. Some of them have even some big dead spots and require some reseeding of areas. But no matter what happened to your lawn, now is the time to put down an application of fertilizer. In this rain that we've had the last week to 10 days has caused the turf grass to really start to grow again. And applying fertilizer right now in September is going to result in moderate top growth, but it's going to give the turf some extra energy to develop roots and fill voids, and that's what we want right now.
Slow release, probably the best, Chuck?
Yeah, you want to avoid like urea or something 100% fast release, because what will happen is it'll force too much top growth, and all that's going to do is result in more mowing and reduce rooting. But a slow release fertilizer of some kind, Scott's Turf Builder, Fall Lawn Food works really good. That analysis on that, I think is 32010 or something like that, or something similar is going to work really well.
Fantastic. Good information. Chuck Servinski, you take care. Have a great weekend, okay?
You too. Bye-bye.
Will do.
What does it mean to shut up and yield? For Dairyland Seed, it means delivering 210 top 5 finishers in independent corn trials. It means 200 top 5 finishers in independent silage trials, 46 top 5 finishers in independent soybean trials, and a 6.9% yield advantage in 502 head-to-head alfalfa comparisons. For you, it means proven numbers that deliver proven bottom-line results. Time to shut up and yield. Learn more at dairylandseed.com.
Every year is interesting for soybeans, but this year is particularly unique. That's because there are new weed control systems, old weed control systems, lots of choices, lots of noise. So how do you decide what's best for you? Well, Pioneer actually has experience with many weed control systems, and they want to talk to you about the benefits of Pioneer brand Enlist E3 soybeans. What gives them an edge? They're simple. They're flexible. With the advanced technology from the Enlist weed control system, you get a wider application window and more tank mix flexibility when you take on tough weeds, thanks to powerful Enlist herbicides that land and stay on target, which means fewer headaches. So, when deciding which soybean technology to go with, simple is smarter. To get Pioneer brand Enlist E3 soybeans, contact your local Pioneer sales representative. Individual results may vary. Visit pioneer.com to learn more.
We'll be back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Biden says he